Welcome,
Sponsored by water.
ladies, gentlemen, and all other configurations of being. Welcome to the National Fantasy Fight Association. Tonight, we have 7 amazing matchups for you to witness, with amazing commentary from yours truly, Cola Crusader, along with Diet Coke Dueler and The Blade.
Hello.
But before we get into this, I want to thank our sponsors, Martial Arts Alliance, Legion of Mythos, Luma, and the Salt Lake City Crusaders. Without them, we wouldn't have some of the amazing matches we have tonight. And it definitely means a lot to me and Bancrooks, who have worked hard through these last few months to try and get this project down and rolling. So it really is quite an amazing magnum opus moment to finally see this go underway. With that being said, who's ready to see these fights? Let's get hype! Welcome to our first event of the night. Terms of this hard combat is standard ACW rules. Knockouts and forfeits are allowed. Ref can stop the fight. 5 rounds consisting of 2 minutes, and in case of a draw, we go to the scorecards. And this is Jason versus Reuben. One is standing at 230, 6'3", with 7'7". The other one is 180, 5'11", and 7'73". And they have the same combat experience in ACW. Now, without further ado, let's get into this first fight.
Nice and easy. Work on positioning. Pick your shot. Good.
Schmack.
Good hit. Shoulder right in, elbow right into it.
Yeah.
Good.
A nice slide,
Yeah.
but he's able to push him off.
Work
I'm
on
super
positioning.
enthusiastic.
Spread.
You couldn't tell.
Go back straight up, Joe. Circle, circle, circle. Good. Good. Good shot. Step back.
That's all you really need.
Go back straight up, Joe.
A little bit of fancy footwork.
I see the world in slow motion.
A little bit of trickery.
He's really taking the defensive mid action. Oh, he locked him in there for a little bit.
Nice.
Look how big.
Swing and a miss.
They're having a lot of back and forth.
Oh,
He is a very
Intervention. This is a very even match. There's been a lot of back and forth.
bang, back up.
And he threw him right on the
he's
ground.
down.
Oh.
Like a turtle.
Oh.
It was a round 1 KO winner, Jason. What an absolute throw he did. See if we got that on replay. Look at that. That was definitely an amazing fight. A lot of back and forth and defense moves. But that throw was certainly something. What do you guys think?
I think it was a pretty fair fight.
I just want to know whether or not he told him how the grass tastes.
You know what? I don't see much grass there on that.
Yeah, it's
out there.
it's pretty dusty there. I think it's a pretty fair fight. You know, they have pretty similar weapons.
He fell
Yeah.
hard when he got thrown. He fell like
Oh yeah, he
hard,
fell
hard.
straight onto his back. He did like almost an entire roundabout when he threw him too.
Yeah.
But there was definitely a height and reach advantage between the two, which I think pulled him to that victory.
Didn't he?
Yeah.
Ooh, did he have his axe around his neck?
No, he had it on the
For
back
that?
of his neck.
Mhm.
Yeah, look,
And
he used the back of his axe for that throw.
Yeah, just right there in that soft spot of the neck, and was able to get right underneath his helmet and just be able to throw him just like he needed to. And made him land straight on the flat of his back. But props to him, he put up an amazing fight.
I like how I called him a little man, but he's actually just a regular sized person. The other dude's just very large.
Yeah, he's very large compared to him. Well, that was quite an amazing fight, but we're on to the next one. But before that, thank you to our very special sponsors, Martial Arts Alliance, Legion of Mythos, Luma, and the Salt Lake City Crusaders. Thank you all so much for sponsoring the NFFA, and if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't have had these amazing fights. On to our next match, we have the Hammer versus the Griffin. Same terms as the last second one. Another hard combat match. Now, between our twos, we have a 195, 5'9", and 7'2" in reach. The other one being 172, 5'11", with 75 in reach, and they have the same combat experience in ACW yet again. Hammer versus Griffin with swords, going straight on into it. Let's get to it.
Ooh.
Ooh, standoff. Nice block there.
That was nice.
Another block.
Oh, right on into it. Whoa.
Griffin put in a little bit of force into there, running way back. And we're putting much more force into it.
Yeah, the Hammer's most certainly giving him business.
Ooh,
All right,
little
looks
spin.
like they're
Little swirl.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta
Yeah,
say,
the
I
Hammer.
like swirl.
Griffin
Yeah,
looks a
swirl's
little bit confused and a little bit
The
scared.
Hammer's most certainly laying into him.
Look at that.
All right, checking the gauntlet of Griffin. Make sure it's safe. All right.
Okay.
And continue.
Continue.
Hammer is really aggro in this match.
Yeah.
You gotta admire it.
Griffin doesn't seem to be managing to land a single hit there.
Griffin is really taking a defensive measure, but when the Hammer's being so aggro, there ain't much else he can do.
Griffin isn't managing to really hit any. I don't know.
Excuse the pun, but I guess you could say he was hammering through that defense.
Doing awesome.
He really is trying.
Doing well at it too. Ooh, Griffin doing it and dancing.
For once, going on the attack instead of the defensive.
Nice.
8 seconds left in the round.
Looks like it's the turn. What's the word? It's supposed to turn. The
Sword.
tables have turned. The turn
That
table.
was round 1. We had some amazing back and forth, but overall the Hammer was being very offensive.
Look at the difference between the force of their strikes.
Yeah.
There really is a difference. The Hammer's really putting in all his force.
in how strong they're hitting.
Hammer going
With
back.
how strong some of these hits are going, you got to think about the durability of those swords.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There really is a lot of fancy footwork the Hammer's laying on Griffin right now.
He's dancing.
Hammer's. Oh, Hammer's gone.
They're in a lot.
Nice.
Griffin almost got a nice side swipe on him.
He's dancing. And Hammer, of course, back.
There you go.
Keep the pressure up.
Hammer.
Don't keep backing.
It really
up.
does
Keep
seem like they have two different ideologies. Hammer being the offense is the best defense, and the opposite for Griffin being the defense is the best offense. But we'll see how well they'll have to transfer in on it.
Hammer going in.
Griffin.
Oh, we got a lock.
A bit of wrestling.
He really got him in that. The Hammer really has him in that grapple. From the looks of it, he switched out his sword for
The Hammer has.
the mace.
Maybe you'll be able to
Hammer has.
get on the back.
Hammer has weight on his opponent.
Looks like
Doubt.
Griffin isn't managing to get out of there.
He's not
Yeah,
able to.
Trying
He's not
to
getting
kick
out.
out his leg.
Ooh.
Trying to kick out Hammer's legs.
No.
Doesn't seem to be very
Definitely
successful
trying to
at
give him a
doing
bit of a
that.
throw.
He's trying
The
to-
Hammer is not giving in.
He's trying to get Hammer off of him.
Yeah, to maybe
Eat him
trip
right
up
to the
himself. But Hammer
Go for another.
doesn't seem to be doing.
The Hammer got
Oh,
him down.
Hammer seems to be victorious.
What a round that one was.
Nice.
Griffin definitely coming out of his shell with a bit more attack than defense, which then ended up costing him as after a small break, the Hammer switched to what looked to be a mace and got him into a lock and then threw him right onto the mat.
Yeah.
Around.
turns out the reason why Hammer switched is because apparently his sword broke, and he had to switch to his mace.
Didn't we mention the whole questioning the sword's durability? Oh, whoa.
Yes, we did, and I think we figured it out. What is going on here?
Ooh.
Griffin is really fighting to not hit the mat.
Ooh.
That was a reset from the ref. But yeah, we were talking about the durability, about how hard they swing, and if the sword
with how hard he was hitting, yeah. And I guess we got our answer to that question. His sword broke.
and it definitely shows who
couldn't handle the
definitely
strain.
throwing a bit more.
And they can use the mace to just as much ability. Ooh, he's trying to get a lock.
And while it looks to the hammer strategy is just come in, lock him, and throw him for that nice out.
Doesn't seem he's quite being able to can't quite get a proper grip or
he doesn't have height, but he does have
proper lock.
He has weight.
Yeah.
He does. But see, when it comes to trying to get a hold and to throw people, when being smaller, it actually helps. That's an old classic football technique, trying to get lower.
Oh,
damn!
Was that
And that was a win for the Hammer, a round 3 TKO, 2 of which being on the floor. So, as it turns out, the reason why we didn't go on to round 4 or 5 is because it turns out the Hammer smacked him into the mat, smacked Griffin into the mat so hard with that final smash that it turned out he cracked the back of Griffin's helmet and forcing him to forfeit.
Hopefully Griffin is still okay.
Yeah, let's just I hope it didn't crack any more than the helmet.
Yeah.
Agreed.
As it turns out, even breaking that sword was a bit of an advantage for him.
Maybe next time he does a fight, he'll use mace instead of the hammer.
That it does. Seems like he's a lot more experienced with that. But he has definitely been more aggro, and it paid off in this fight.
Uh-huh.
But that is it for this match. So we are on to the next one. But before that, we want to give a special thank you to our sponsors, Martial Arts Alliance, Legion of Mythos, and the Salt Lake City Crusaders. Thank you all so much for sponsoring. Welcome to our third round of the night. Urducks versus Jaguar. Same terms as the last two. Only difference, 215, 6'3", and 7'8" in reach, 210, 6 foot. Let's get into it.
Ooh, we got a patent.
Oh man, they're going at it.
Large axe combat. They have large axes.
Definitely rooting for the one in the red here. Definitely not a biased opinion.
Yeah, the one in the blue and white doesn't seem to be doing too well.
I'm not gonna lie, I just see spinning shit.
Pinned in a corner, that's not too good.
Oh,
it really isn't.
Ooh, he managed to get out, but looks like he's gonna be pushed into another corner, which is just as bad as put into a corner.
Unfortunately, by the looks of it, Red is definitely trying to attack, but
Red is trying to be offensive, but he's not very good at it.
He's trying to be offensive, but he keeps getting countered and then hit.
White and blue doesn't seem to be able to get out of corners.
All right, timeout. Jaguar's handle, but it is just fine. So we're right back into it.
Ooh.
Oh, got a bit of a lock.
I just see one of them just spinning his axe, and it's kind of shocking.
Intimidating.
Blue and white is pushing.
I would be terrified if I walked up on somebody and they just started not preparing their axe to swing or anything, but just started spinning.
It's all about momentum. It's a momentum game.
You know, just turn into a Beyblade.
That would be kind of an Apple strategy.
Yeah.
Why does this remind me?
Forfeited.
Oh wow! Already,
that was a win for Jaguar.
Already, that was an interesting match.
He landed. Look at that last strike right there. He got him right into the neck and the side.
Really good spots.
That was quite a hell of a match with these Hall axes here. For some of you who do not know what these axes are primarily for, is to bring down shields, and it's definitely a long-range type of weapon, but Jaguar really gave Urducks the business, landing as many hits as possible. Urducks barely got a time to breathe, even if being offensive.
Jaguar is really good with that axe, dude.
Yeah.
Urducks, I think, would probably want to consider a different weapon, maybe.
That would be the question to axe.
That would be
I mean, I made a shitty pun. I made a shitty pun last time. I mean, it's only fair.
It's only
That's only.
There's gotta be at least one shitty pun every time.
New law. Make a pun.
This was one hell of a match, but as much as Urducks wanted to get in there, they just kept getting countered and counter hit by Jaguar.
Yeah, just like bonk.
They got hit a lot, especially on that shoulder and side.
Yeah, you could see there a little bit where you just got like a side of the hammer to the side of the helmet.
Yeah.
It was quite insane. I think what the big difference is that allowed Jaguar this one was definitely a speed difference.
Yeah.
It's that Beyblade strat that won him this match.
Also power. If you look at impact force, he's doing a lot more than what the other guy was doing. He's doing more damage overall.
Without a doubt.
He's faster and he's hitting harder.
And that is one combo from hell.
I'm going for the upper strikes. Instead of the side strikes, which was
You see that landed like pretty much to the neck.
Yeah, that one strike was brutal.
Look at that.
Ooh, right as a breakup, you know, just like hit him right in the side. That's what
I mean by a long-range weapon.
Up and hit him in the neck right before he could respond. That was.
Yeah, it was a back end, and then he continued on with his motion and hit him straight in the neck. That was quite a brutal hit.
That was.
But that is the end of this match, so we're going to head straight on into the next one of the night. But before that, we'd like to thank our sponsors, Martial Arts Alliance, Legion of Mythos, Luma, and the Salt Lake City Crusaders. Thank you so much for your sponsorship. Alright, we have another hard combat match of Riley versus Gavin. So, getting right on into it. These fighters are currently standing at of a 274, 6'3", 7'8" reach, and a weight of 232, 6'3", and 7'8". These two, one only has a slight weight advantage, but they also have the same combat experience. So let's get this going.
I'm kind of rooting for Riley because my best friend has a brother who's super annoying named Gavin. But
I have a
pushing hard there.
A niece named Riley. She's really annoying. So.
Oh, Gavin needed to get a new gauntlet.
Oh,
instantly.
already?
Oh,
wow, already.
We got another gauntlet. You ready? Are you ready?
The gauntlet already.
Looks like Riley's pretty strong there.
If you look closely at that axe, you'll realize that I'm pretty sure that is
ow.
Oh, what happened there?
Knockout?
Did he
That's
just
a run? Did he hit that man at the Dingleberries?
Ooh, yikes.
Dude.
Yikes. I knew it. Riley for the win.
Hold on. Go back. You see the way
that was a fast match.
Did you see the way he dropped?
He dropped like he was dead in a video game.
Watch him. Yeah.
Riley had
dropped to his knees.
That was a very fast match.
You can see it. You can see it when he falls down. The second he hits the ground, his axe falls out of his hands.
He was feeling it.
That. Oh, you must be playing right there.
That. Also, I call cheating. If you look real closely at that axe, that's a Norse rune, magical advantage. Cheating.
End of match. What a devastating blow. He hit him straight from what we've heard, straight in the liver, which was such a perfect hit right there that it broke one of his ribs, which definitely explains that reaction he had.
And that
He
must have
got-
hurt a lot. Yeah. Good thing it wasn't the dingleberries.
That
would
was
be
hard.
probably
If that
worse.
hit, good thing it wasn't the balls. If it hit the dingleberries, he wouldn't have dingleberries.
Without
Yeah.
a doubt. Also, I'm pretty sure that would be worth a disqualification.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, magic damage.
even
Magic damage.
even
I feel like
though
I now need. I feel like I now need to make armor. I need to make crotch armor because I haven't yet.
I mean it exists.
Yeah,
Yikes.
crotch guard.
Don't want that
Crotch
to
guard,
happen.
people. Crotch guard.
Dude, even though Gavin
Remember
broke his
protection.
gauntlet, his gauntlet straight away in the first part of the match, because he was punching Riley with everything he had, that it broke his gauntlet. Even though he's given all that might to it, with that one shot, it did things.
Riley managed to
Look
get
at that.
pretty
He
good
was
revenge.
real aggro with that lock. And as it turns out, he was being real aggro with that. But despite that, Riley decided to get revenge with a perfect liver
Oh
shot.
wait,
which-
did he? Was that already there? Did he put a dent in his helmet?
That-
wasn't it already
That's a
there?
good question. Let's
Hold
get a
on,
look back
hold on.
that.
Go back. You see that dent right in the top of his helmet? Was that already there?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
There.
Because I was about to say, if he punched a fucking dent into his helmet,
That would be something to speak of. So we're going to go straight on into the next match. But before that, we want to give a special thank you to our sponsors: Martial Arts Alliance, Legion of Mythos, Luma, and the Salt Lake City Crusaders. Thank you all so much for sponsoring these amazing fights. Our last hard combat of the night is Simplecon versus Patriot Crusader. The only thing being different in this one is that there's going to be 7 rounds consisting of 2 minutes instead of the standard 5. We have one set at 145, 5'6" with 7, one with 200 pounds, 6 foot, and 7'6" in reach, and both have 3 months of combat experience and also in armored combat. So, without further ado, let's get right on in to this last hard combat event.
ooh, swords.
Gotta love a dueling sword event.
There. Simplecon looking pretty short. Not.
Look at that form on Patriot, though.
Ooh, he's kind of going off frame.
Yeah, look at that form. Are those cutlasses by chance?
Oh yes,
Almost that.
what an amazing!
Simplecon is
Since I've seen
not
cutlasses.
managing to get many hits.
Very.
Oh, there's
intriguing.
another hit.
I think.
Patriot's managing to hit quite a few. Get quite a few cuts on there.
Patriot, without a doubt, has that form.
Bit of a standoff.
He's walking. The other guy's walking like a
Simplecon's
gentleman. Gotta look at that.
Simplecon's
Look at that
just
walk.
kind of doing a little circle around him.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that gentleman's walk. Look how he walks.
Certainly a gentleman's game.
Can we admire the cows in the background for a little bit?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Look at those. Look at those cows, bro. Look
A
at that
nice
tree
piece
line.
of time. Meanwhile, Patriot and
Look at that tree
Simplecon
line.
here are having a Ooh.
Oh, that guard. The bastard just saved my hand.
Ooh.
It's definitely quite a stare down.
I just realized, are they both wielding
Simplecon
left
got
hand?
Simplecon managed to get a
There
hit.
was a malfunction
Oh, the
with
helmet.
Khan's glove, and the ref had to call that a time. So that was round 1 of 7.
Now that I-
quite a lot
now
of
that I
back
look
and
closer
forth,
at it,
but
they're
not
both
much
wielding
combat.
left-handed, aren't they?
Yes, they are. That is quite an interesting thing to see. All right, ref fixed the glove, and we are on to round 2.
Ooh, Simplecon managed to get a pretty straight off the bat a little bonk on the helmet there. Patriot. Ooh, looks like Simplecon's now in defense.
Patriot, a bit
Patriot seems to
backing
be
up a
more
bit.
on attack now. Ooh.
Look at the tiny man. Look at how he dances.
Oh boy.
Ooh, this is getting a little, looks like it's getting a little heated.
Starting to get heated.
More
Whoa.
Simplecon's managing to
He's
hit
using that,
quite a few bits more.
He's using that right
Ooh,
arm.
grabbed Patriot's
Got him.
hand there.
Ooh.
Oh, another strike from Simple. Oh, knocked he knocked his sword out.
Patriot being a gentleman, allowing him to pick up his sword to continue the fight honorably.
Very honorable. Ooh. Ooh, Simple. Patriot managed to get a little bit of an upper.
What a clash.
Ooh.
This got intense quickly.
Slash. Mask.
Pause on a mask.
Ooh,
Whoa. They are really getting heated up.
Patriots and back. Ooh.
Oh, that was a direct hit.
Side. Simple doesn't seem to want to surrender in any way. Or not. Ooh, Simplecon getting...
Every time
Nice
Patriot
hit,
rushes
strike
in, Khan gets one good hit before also getting
He is
getting
out
his fair
of
share.
frame. Why? He's out of... He has been
going back and
frame.
forth. Ooh, they're out of frame.
All right, that was a time on round
got-
two. What
Ooh,
a
he got
lot of
pushed.
nice! Look
He
at
got
those
pushed
amazing hits.
backwards so hard that he went out of frame.
But look at
Look
that
at that.
clash!
very well.
Oh,
Ooh,
that was close.
on that little kind of counter there. That was pretty good.
They're both rather.
That was a
skilled.
direct hit.
That was a, ooh,
Oh,
this
we
time
have
with
switched weapons.
axes and I'm not sure what that is. in
Axe and a
Patriots'
club.
hands.
They have. Yep, X and a club. They have both swapped weapons. Two
Both
larger.
long
moves.
range. Got him right on the hand,
Oh, grabbed his hand and knocked
and the mask got
into the
knocked
helmet.
up.
No, he pulled him.
Yeah.
He pulled him in with the axe. Like caught his
And
hand
then-
with the
and that
axe,
kinda
pulled
like-
him in, and then pushed the. He pushed the axe forward.
He cut the handle off it.
Off the
What the-
club?
Hold on, he cut
Holy
it.
moly, that is a strong axe.
Khan is giving Patriot the work with this axe.
It's good with
He's
the axe.
doing what that axe does best, and he is keeping him
Ooh,
he's
ooh.
keeping him at axe length.
Oh,
But Patriot's
that
really
is
trying to get in there.
a little bit of a wrestle there. Ooh, looks like
Patriot's
Patriot
Street
managed
Armor
to get a
just
little bit of a
cracked.
bump there. And Patriot.
That
You
is a
can see
win
it.
for Simplecon.
Ooh, looks like he kind of got a little bit of a trip up there. And
Look right here.
didn't quite get- Almost got a
Up, down.
bonk on.
And his chest
And
piece
he-
got broken half. What an amazing match.
That was.
We had a
an
lot of back
intense
and forth.
match.
I quite enjoyed that saber bit. It was, although it was kind of repetitive with the back and forth of one hits, then the
It
other
was-
managed to get
It was
counter hit.
nice. I rather liked that, but that axe
That axe was
destroyed him.
that axe was very
That axe
good against
was
that
the
club.
right choice in this scenario.
I said he was definitely given. It was definitely quite a gentleman's game, and honestly, nod to
yeah.
Patriot for allowing Khan to pick back up his sword. What an honorable
Yes.
thing to do.
Yes.
But going into that axe versus club fight, there was definitely a difference in reach between the two weapons. Khan definitely had the axe and was doing what he was supposed to do with an axe, keeping him away from him.
And he managed to sort of lessen the reach of the
He
club
was
by
good with
cutting
that
off a
axe.
bit of that handle there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely shortened his range.
He was real good with that axe.
Kind of
Really wasn't
keeping it
wrong.
up just like how Jaguar did earlier.
I still can't believe that even though Patriot got close like he wanted, he still ended up getting tossed on the ground, the opposite of what he was hoping, and his chest piece, in fact, split in half.
That club That axe is
That axe was strong.
strong.
That
Very
act
good.
did its job. So we are going on and moving on from hard combat into our two main event soft combat matches of tonight. However, before we do so, I would like to give a special thank you to our sponsors, the Martial Arts Alliance, Legion of Mythos, Luma, and the Salt Lake City Crusaders. Thank you very much. First soft combat match of the night is Indubitably versus Just Burginger. This is a soft combat. First 12 points wins. Grappling weapons is allowed. 3 strikes must land on armor, and 1 strike on unarmored spots to score a point. Weapons and armor can be swapped out in between rounds. One is sitting at 240, 5'11", and 7'3" in range. Another one is sitting at 125, 5'8", and 69 in reach. There's no combat experience for either one of them, so this is going to be their first fight. Let's get right into it.
One of those has a rather nice wingspan. Duba.
This is
correct.
You gotta admire the flare on that cape.
Square man.
May have some effect on like getting caught on things, but it's a nice touch.
It is definitely. I mean, if you take that cape and just float it into the air and just spin around and hit him with it, it's definitely quite a distraction. I'll tell you that much.
Throw it at him.
Got some nice back and forth.
Take it off, throw it at him.
They're heading towards a tree.
Ooh, looks like he's trying to get into a corner.
Come right on into it.
Ooh.
That is 1 for Indubitably and 0 for Just Burginger so far.
Oh.
Skyrim game. Hit.
Burr, 1, 2B, 1. Fight!
They're really taking their... the cape is coming off.
Ooh,
he's using it. He's using it as a
it.
distraction.
Managed to do a duel with dodge there.
Oh, it's getting tangled up on his sword.
Ooh. Managing to get some strikes despite the tape on his sword.
That is... What an amazing technique there by Indubitably. But that is one hit for Burginger, though.
Solid charge.
A little bit of a approach there.
This is getting intense. The
For a
cape
second
is
there,
completely
Indubitably
gone.
was
What a
holding his
twirl.
sword backwards.
On the side, hopefully it doesn't get too dirty.
That's 2 hits on the gauntlet.
What we did on it.
Hit.
Push.
2v1.
Nice
2
hit.
hits for Burginger.
And
A little bit of a standoff here. Ooh. There you go.
Look at the grass. That's some nice grass.
Yeah, there's pretty luscious grass.
That's a really nice landscape. I like it a lot.
It is quite a change from our last
Look at
couple
that
of
field in the background,
arenas.
actually. Like, if you look past the trees, there's a field.
hit.
Yeah.
It really is.
2v1.
That is another hit for Burginger.
Ooh.
I think he's
And right back on into it on call of ref.
Ooh. A little bit of a standoff.
Indubitably kind of down in the well right now, as Burginger seems to have got Indubitably's number. Just like a Dark Souls player, he has figured out how his attack patterns are working, and he is counteracting.
Sadly, he's not dodge rolling, though. Something I hope to see in Bane's fight, as he is Bane.
Defense, Doobie on the offense.
Bane, if you don't dodge roll, you're a pussy. And the whole world knows it.
Ooh.
There's still a lot of back and forth.
Managing to get a few strikes on there, but not managed to really get much anywhere.
That is another hit for Burginger. Indubitably is really going into a hole.
Another standoff there.
As I am friends with the man.
Another standoff.
You know, I think a big difference between this is that Burginger is just simply seems to be faster. As well as that they do have different swords. One is a double-edged, and one seems to be a single-edged.
Duba, I will say, Duba is a very large rectangle man.
He really is. There's more to hit on him than Burginger.
His whole body is a rectangle.
That's
And
another.
because
That's
of the
another hit for
movement.
Burginger. 5-1.
Strikes from the two.
Ooh, getting down there.
Is he dueling with a stick? That deadass just looks like a piece of a 2x4 to me.
That is a lot. Indubitably got him right on the ankle.
Ooh.
Indubitably starting to make a bit of a comeback. What do you guys think so far? Oh, he tried to grab for the blade.
Gets
Ooh, that
it off.
could've-
I think
that
he's
could've-
making a comeback.
Burginger's really trying to get down low.
Trying.
Well, because don't you have to get
Burginger
one
got
hit
him.
in an don't you have to get a one hit in an unarmored spot? He's probably going
Yep.
for the Legos.
I'm
He's going for them legs.
trying to do a little bit of a trip
Another
up.
hit for Burginger.
Or are they just gonna?
Oh, this
Uh,
down.
It's a 7-2 so
All
far.
on the
Oh,
edge.
Indubitably
Ooh,
caught up
almost-
in the bushes.
Almost falling
fell
into the bushes there. Wouldn't want that to happen. Ooh. Doing
Oh,
some
there goes
damage.
the sword.
And
Oh no! Did that sword break there?
That sword did break. He had to switch out.
Oh. Well, that's a nice red
Right.
sword you got there.
So now instead
have
of
a red
having that
sword.
white fast maneuver, he is now stuck also with a double-edged heavy sword as
the strikes
Indubitably
are sounding
has.
more blunt,
So this
so
is
hard
going
I
to
think
definitely
Duel's
even out
is
the fight.
lighter than his though.
all right.
And we're going to see.
His has less
It's
material
definitely
and smaller.
Yeah.
Man.
So
Man.
Indubitably might make a comeback, but he is 5 in the hole right now.
Duba, one of them. You also got to take in the fact that one of them is using one of them has a one-handed sword, and one of them is using a two-handed. Although that is not a
That
two-handed
is very
sword.
true.
That is not a two-handed sword.
Oh, that is
That is a
another good
one-handed.
hit.
Multiple-handed
Ooh,
swords
ooh.
will come in, will be helpful, allow for a little bit more force and control of the blade.
That's a one-handed sword, but he's grabbing the pommel with
Ooh.
his left hand.
Well, I believe that's just Indubitably's style, and it is working out as that's just Burginger's style, and it is working out as Burginger is 8-2, and Indubitably's definitely sitting there with a one-handed maneuver on that sword.
Interesting, interesting.
Oh, that is a direct hit into the shoulder.
Fight.
That is
And-
unarmored,
Fight.
and that's 2 points.
Ooh,
Close one.
we're staying off
Almost at
there.
another point. This is again very close calls with these points.
Can
Whoa, he's
point it out one
reverse
that-
gripping that sword. He's going defensive.
Ooh,
The wood
What
clashing.
an amazing thing. Yes, you
Alright.
can.
I have a.
ooh,
Whoa.
almost.
He's got the sword.
Ooh.
It's a lock on.
Got a grip on the sword there.
We have a lock.
Where,
Oh, he's
where
going
is it?
through.
All right, point, Doobie.
He look there it is. There it is. Look
That's
at
a
that.
hit for Indubitably.
He had that sword pinned up against his neck in essentially like a scissor while holding his sword.
Yeah.
Ooh, no.
But out of that lock, Burginger is just speeding up on Indubitably.
Ooh.
But he's making a comeback.
Out of bounds. Yeah, you get a penalty.
Getting
warning.
pushed out of the.
3 strikes and then it's a point.
I gotta push you out one more time then.
All right, point.
There's no real underdog because it's their first time.
Ooh, almost into the
Sword
bushes there.
grab and another hit.
Point wise.
They're definitely playing dirty with those sword grabs, but at this point, it's anything goes.
All right.
That's an 11-4.
Spirit shush. Spirit protection. Be
Straight
quiet.
jab.
Sorry, we have
Wow,
a subtle
on the
ghost
defense.
speaking into where he.
This is still an amazing match. Oh, he's got him. He's got his sword.
Doobie, ready?
He got a hit.
Ready? Fight.
Oh, he went straight for that.
Charge.
He charged, but Indubitably got it.
This Burginger does.
Alright. Game.
Although he up
Ooh.
double.
For
He had
the
double
win.
joint.
I know it.
What an amazing matchup between the two. I can't believe we had another sword break in this matchup. With this being their first match with no experience prior, this was quite an extraordinary event.
Quite entertaining, I guess.
I will say Duba is just slightly lacking on the speed side of things. If he was faster,
Yeah, agreed. If a little bit faster, could have probably, resulted.
If he was a little bit faster to react, he would definitely have gotten it.
Yeah, this Burginger definitely had quite a bit of an upside there with
But in the end, though, that one lockup was certainly something. He had him at the neck.
pretty fair fight. I would have to say.
Quite a fair fight indeed. Now, we're on to our main event, but before this, let me thank our very special sponsors of this event, which would be Martial Arts Alliance, Legion of Mythos, Puma, and the Salt Lake City Crusaders. Thank you all so much for being our sponsors for our first wonderful event this evening. And let's get right on into the next match. We are in for our final main event, soft combat. First to 15 points win. Grappling is allowed, but unarmed strikes are not. They're allowed one strike anywhere means a point. There is a difference definitely between these two fighters. One at 225, 5'11", 7'7", with a lot of experience, where Dew has no experience, sitting at 201, 6'1", and a 7'6" reach. So, Bancrooks, they're sitting that. And before we get into this, Blade, I have been told by the big Bancrooks himself to refer to you from now on as Slutmouth. So let's get right on to it.
Thanks so much, Cola. I'm honored.
Simple Duel. That cape looks like it's...
You see, the thing about this is I was going to tell my brother and everything that I was commentating for this and have him watch it, but now that you've done this, I literally can't.
Do it. Show it.
I literally can't tell my brother to watch this.
Do it.
Amazing fighting, though, going on. That shield is definitely working for Bancrooks. And we can definitely see the experience difference.
Gotta give credit to Dewsaber here. Very well made helmet there.
Without a doubt. But Bancrooks has already gained a major lead of 3-0.
That spear is.
No, Coke is off.
The cape is off, and he's going.
Bancrooks is advancing.
He's going for double blades right here.
Look at that giant
Duel,
man.
Duel
Look how weirdly his helmet. Look how weirdly his helmet rests on his shoulders, so he looks like he isn't moving his neck at all. Look at that.
No, that
he does kind of look like a Steven Universe character. Dewsaber did land a hit. Good job on Dewsaber.
My man's neck doesn't exist, okay?
And that's another strike from Bancrooks. As it turns out, spears do not work really well when it comes against two swords.
No.
Kirito.
Oh, he switched to a hammer.
Ooh, very short grip there.
Seems to be doing a lot better, though.
It's short hammer
against
two long blades might not do very well. Yeah.
We're definitely seeing the difference in between experience here.
Dewsaber has changed his weapon of choice to a sword. Not sure his one sword will be able to be two swords.
We'll see.
Much better compared to the spear and the hammer.
Yeah,
would
they
say
were
the
just
big
not
man
winning.
Bancrooks advancing.
I would say the big man upstairs, but it's more like the big guy down the hall sent us a list of what Bane has as for combat experience, if you guys want to check that out.
So, as it turns out, his record is Bancrooks' experience spans from 5 years of boxing, 3 of Taekwondo, 2 of Wing Chun, 1 of fencing, 1 of Kenpo, 5 of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and he has won several titles in boxing. So, versus Dewsaber's 0 experience, this is definitely something to marvel at. And Dew, now wielding both a spear and the hammer, I would have just switched out the spear for a sword, in my opinion. But it turns out to be working with that reach.
He's managed to get a few more points, and Bancrooks still managing to get some hits. I would have maybe switched out, gone with a spear and a sword.
If I am hearing this correctly, Bane earlier.
10 points for Bancrooks right now.
Earlier.
Very high.
If I'm hearing this correctly, earlier Bane parried the spear, but he parried it so hard that the spear snapped.
Ooh,
damn.
Nice.
So it's back to
Dewsaber. Dewsaber is making a comeback.
7 to 10.
7 to 10.
Say, Bane still has that spear tip to this
Can
day.
Dewsaber clutch it? Can he do it? He's getting close.
11 to 8.
Oh, Bancrooks got another point. Looks very grim for Dewsaber.
Oh, Bancrooks put the swords away and took out his axe.
Ooh.
Giving for a bit more reach.
Bane is
Can Dewsaber compete against the very long axe that has proven before?
I will say it now. Bane is not an expert when it comes to polearms in any sort of fashion.
Definitely. He's not doing any slashing. He's doing more pokey like he would with a spear.
Yeah, he's
not doing too well with that.
He's not a polearm.
Dewsaber is still frightened. Dewsaber does seem very frightened, not managing to really get any hits. Bancrooks got a point already. Ooh, Dewsaber
I dare say the only reason he's doing good with it right now is because of the reach.
Without a doubt, that reach versus the sword is something different.
Yeah, that reach.
Bancrooks is managing to counter
Dewsaber's, but it's working. Bane doesn't have much experience with polearms, but it's working because of the reach against the sword, as well as the fact that his opponent has even less experience.
And Dewsaber does not seem to be managing to clutch it or get anywhere close. Managing to get the axe away from him.
Well, we got him in a lock there for a second, but Bancrooks got it.
Oh, darn.
Bancrooks is 1 point away from the win. Can Dew possibly make a comeback?
Ooh, can he? Might need to get that axe away.
It's that reach. That axe.
Pushing back. Got a lock on his axe. Ooh, got in close. Got a hit. Gotta respect that.
He is clutching back up.
Ooh, is he gonna go for it again? Can he do it again? Can he do it? Oh.
Whoa! That final hit ended the match.
Oh, fair. That was a good fight.
And that was
I have to respect
win
that.
for Bancrooks 15 to 9. Can we just admire how much fight Dewsaber truly put into his fight, even with with significantly less experience than Bancrooks? He put up one hell of a fight for a close match.
Dewsaber zero experience managed to hold through and do quite well and almost clutch the win.
What a match that was, though. So going over this, they were moving quite fast for the camera. And as it turns out, I heard that when Bancrooks parried the spear that Dew was carrying, it parried so hard it broke it in half. And I believe since Bancrooks won, he got to keep the tip of the spear as a bit of a trophy.
That was my line.
Gotta respect that. Gotta respect that.
Gotta respect that.
Getting up close
Gotta respect the grind, man.
With the axe, that that was for long range, and then trying it again, which didn't turn out well.
That's most certainly the technique, though, really was to get close up with that axe, because that axe just had way too much range for Dude to handle, but he definitely handled it well.
If the spear didn't broke before, he could have probably managed to get in close after that, after the, when the axe came out.
But let me tell you, though, this was most certainly a hell of a main event.
Good fight. Dewsaber managed to almost.
I'd say this event overall was extremely exciting.
Agreed.
It was. They're moving so fast that you just gotta rewatch it just to make sure you saw it correctly.
Like all the other ones, you kind of like gradually build up. This one was like start off already at max, already at high speeds.
You just heat it up and ready to get cooking. But overall, that is all we have tonight, ladies and gentlemen, and all other configurations of being. Thank you all so much for joining us. And one last time, thank you to our amazing sponsors, Martial Arts Alliance, Legion of Mythos, Luma, and the Salt Lake City Crusaders. Without you, we wouldn't have half the matches we've had in this amazing event. But to end it all off, I would like to thank Bancrooks and my fellow commentators. And we will see you in the next event. Crusade on!